Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Weekly Av News. So we're out here in Colorado, all the way from California. No way. So I'm Jenny with the Acosta's Legacy team, and now we're all the way over here from... Does that make sense?
Visiting.
Hello everyone, I'm Jenny from the Acosta's Legacy team, and we're here from California visiting Colorado, and we're so excited to be here.
Hi everyone, Jose Acosta with the Acosta's Legacy team. We're over here visiting our good friend. Visiting our good friend Jose Bonilla with the Visiting our good friend Jose Bonilla with the Elevate Ave Group.
Like avenue.
Hello everyone, Jose Acosta with the Acosta's Legacy team. We're visiting all the way from California. Our good friend Jose Bonilla with the Elevate Ave Group.
Hey everyone, I'm super excited to present to you my good friend Jose Acosta, coming all the way from California to be here with you guys, and we're gonna talk about general real estate market trends here in the country. So I'm super excited. Jose, you wanna tell them a little bit about yourself, maybe introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Hi everyone, Jose Acosta again from California. Been in the business for 15 years now, and I'm super excited to spend some time with Jose to share with you a little bit about real estate and what's going on right now.
Fantastic, awesome. All right, so I know basically what we wanted to talk about today was allowing, letting the general public know that you can buy your dream home. And the current market conditions right now have really made that even more possible than it has been before. I think one of the first things to keep in mind is what has happened since the pandemic, right? And what happened to interest rates? What made that possible?
I mean, interest rates, they haven't been as low as this in God knows how long.
Yeah, like I think it's like the history of the US. I don't think we've ever seen interest rates this low.
Well, at least in the time frame that we've been in the business, it's never been this low. I mean, we've been closing transactions at 2.8, 2 point something of interest rate. So, I mean, you never have had the potential to buy property at such a low rate.
Exactly. I mean, it's the best phrase that I can think of is it's cheap money, right? Because right now you can get lending, you can get finance for hundreds of thousands of dollars and only pay. We just locked one not so long ago for 2.75, right? And so again, it's cheap money. It's something to take advantage of right now in that sense. And usually when we talk about these type of features, we're talking about having either it's buyer-sided or it's seller-sided. And I think one of the biggest things that I took away from this is the fact that if you're selling, you have a bigger buyer pool, right? Because like you said, more people are going to qualify for more money,
Exactly.
right? So you have that feature that benefit on the seller side and on the buyer side. And so what that does, I think it creates more of a move-up potential, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So tell us about that. Like what happens when we're, buying and selling at the same time in this current market condition? I mean, I know we've talked a little bit about interest rates, like inventory, that kind of stuff.
That's a beautiful thing about what's going on right now. As you know, a lot of people, when they first buy their home, they buy what they could afford. And that's great because we all have a starting point. But then there comes a time where you're in a position to not only get what you want, but even get it at the price that you're currently paying for on your
like as far as like your monthly
Exactly.
payments. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I mean, now it's the perfect time to continue dreaming about that dream home that you had, and go for it. We're working with different clients in which we're selling their first house that they couldn't even imagine getting into the first time around,
Because that was such a big dream for them to begin with, right?
Exactly. And now it's like, okay, look how much equity you have, how much equity you can get from this property. We transfer the equity to the next property, and now that's their dream home, So that's the beautiful thing about right now. We're able to help clients get from their current home into their dream home.
Right. And it's funny because even before, because you mentioned it when we were right before we were gonna do the video and everything, and it's funny when you reflect back on it, that's that's more so what my businesses look like this year too. I'm having a lot of people reach out to me that, we sold homes to, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and now this is happening. And that's a beautiful thing, because then it's like, you get those calls like, Jose, both of us are Jose, we never thought that, we'd be able to, do something like this. I'm talking about, doubling the size of the home, tripling the size of the home. Family is growing, maybe getting some of the features you didn't have in your first home, like, getting a garage, having a basement, things of that nature. And it's just, this is happening across the country. Obviously, you're experiencing that out in California, and here in Colorado, I mean, we're doing the same thing. So there is something that I did want to touch on with all of this going on, just inventory right now. Where's inventory at right now?
Inventory is super low, so that's why it's the perfect time to make the move, because you'll be able to secure so much equity from your property. How is it working over here?
Same thing. So I mean, it's the lowest it's been in over 30 years, right? So when you take that into consideration, you have a lot more demand. You have a big buyer pool on the sales side, so you can again secure that equity. And depending on whether you're doing a move up or moving down in size, everybody has different needs. You definitely want to take that into consideration, knowing what you're getting into. Also on the buy side, it's going to be a lot more competitive. But again, at that point, you're protected by the appraisal, right? Even on the buyer side, when you're doing all this, you're getting a super low interest rate in that sense. So again, the transfer of equity, when you're doing both, it just right now it makes sense. That's why you're seeing all of this activity and why it's been so crazy. There's just so much benefit right now for everybody involved. So is there anything else you think we should touch on?
I mean, just going back to what you were talking about, don't stay satisfied with what you currently have when you could provide better for your family. I know a lot of families, they bought the 2-bedroom house because that's all they could afford, but now the family has grown so they can have a 3, 4, even 5-bedroom house. In some cases, your kids wanted a pool, well, you couldn't afford it back then. Now you can. I mean, we can go example after example after example. You didn't have a yard in your first house. Now you can have an acre if you like, So it's time to dream again. It's time to dream again and create the environment that you and your family deserves, because remember, you're here one time and you just got to make the best of it for yourself and for your families.
I love it. Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, so everybody has their own season. So when you mention things like that, it's like now let's say you are selling your 2-bedroom home that you were in, now you're providing that starter home for the next family. Exactly. If you're moving down, now you're providing that move-up property for the next buyer. So, taking into consideration is part of the cycle, and you should be in the environment that you feel you should be in. So I love it. That's a great way to put it. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. If there's anything we can do to help, I mean, we're part of a program. We're all over the country, making sure we're connecting with the right agent that's going to do, right by your side. Letting you know about any benefits, risks, anything of a transaction, and just letting you know what our advice would be, and sharing our expertise and knowledge with you. So from here to California to all over the country, we'd be happy to help you guys out. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
All right, bye.